Hello friends, my name is Vishal and today we are going to look at the age-old strategies that seasoned investors have employed to create significant amount of wealth for themselves. So let's see how we can also invest in a property which can generate enough income for us so that we can create more assets through that income. So what is the single most important factor to create wealth through real estate? Well, the key is that the investment should create a healthy cash flow. Most of the times, your investment works only when you sell them. You buy a flat, you get rentals which are very low. You buy a plot, you get the appreciation only when you sell them. So you might be keeping the plot for 20 years or so, and you'll get the benefits only when you sell the plot. So for those 20 years, that investment hasn't worked for you. So you should be ideally looking for an investment which works for you all the time and not only at the times when you sell them. So let's look at what does this really mean. So let's look at an example, a real life example where an investor in the year 2002 or somewhere near that invested 15 lakhs in a commercial assured return property. So if you see the rentals that he would got by now, so he would have accrued the rentals of around 20 lakhs till date, and the rental that he is getting currently is about 55,000 per month. So if you consider this, the wealth that he has generated from this property is good enough to buy him a 3-bedroom flat. 55,000 is the max EMI that you would give currently in the current scenario for any amount of home loan that you take from the bank. So that 20 lakhs which he has accrued till now would act as his down payment, and the 55,000 per month would be his EMI. So you can see that one of the investments that he made generated enough wealth to create one more investment for him. So it's not that he has to wait for the property to sell to create another investment. While one investment is still there, it is generating enough cash flow so that it can be reinvested in another real estate. So let's see what this assured return means. So assured return with leasing guarantee generally means that the builder takes the guarantee of the first lease, that the builder would be responsible for leasing out it to the first tenant. Investor generally does not get the physical possession of the property. It's very logical, since the builder is taking a guarantee, he is responsible for leasing it, so he would not want to give you the physical possession. So it's just on papers a virtual possession that you have, and the builder takes the responsibility of releasing it also. So whenever the lease expires, so generally the lease is of 9 years, so whenever the lease expires, the builder will release it also and give you the rentals. One of the most good things about this kind of investment is that the profits can be clinically calculated. You can be sure that okay, the rentals would increase like 15% after every 3 years. After 9 years, you can speculate that the rentals would be this much. So you can always calculate how much your return is going to be over a period of years. It also depends on where you input, where you enter an investment and where you exit the investment. So now let's again look at the case study in details, where I said that okay, 15 lakhs is what an office space at Vatika Towers used to cost in 2002. That investment as of date is giving you a return of 55,000 per month, and the accumulated rentals till date is nearly 19 to 20 lakhs. So let's see the figures. So let me tell you in briefly what the lease means. When you lease out an office space or a shop, the lease generally will be of 9 years. Rentals would increase after every 3 years. After every 3 years, you can expect an increase of 15% in the rental. So if you look at this chart carefully, so this is assuming that you would have bought a property while it was still under construction phase, and I have assumed that for the first 3 years you would be getting only 12% because you haven't got the possession. So for the first 3 years as rentals, you would have got 5,40,000 back on your investment. Then after the time it gets leased for the next 3 years, because there is no rental increase for the first 3 years after the lease, you would still be getting 12% return, and you would have accrued another 5,40,000 during that period. So after 3 years after the lease, there would be a 15% increase in the rentals. So your rental would give you a return of 6,21,000 from 3 to 6 years. So look at carefully here. This is the period from 3 to 6 years. If you're getting monthly rental of 17,250, yearly rental comes out to 2,07,000, and your total rentals for this 3 to 6 years comes out to be 6,21,000. Then again, there is a 15% increase in the rentals. So your monthly rental will become 19,750. Your yearly rentals that you'll be getting is 2,37,000. And during that period from 6 to 9 years, you would have accrued 7,11,000 as rentals. After again 9 years, when the 9 years have finished, that means the lease has expired, the property would be released. And generally when the property is released, there is a tremendous increase in the rentals because it's released according to the current rentals, because earlier it was only 15% increase, but in real life scenario, when it's released, the rentals increase exponentially. So what would happen is, if it's released after 9 years, typically this is a real life scenario, this 110 rupees figure is a real life scenario. So your rental per square feet will be 110 rupees, your monthly rental will become 55,000 now, your yearly rental will become 6,60,000, and during that period, during that 3 years period from 9 to 12 years, you would get a return of 19,80,000. So that is a big return, and you can see the return here. The percentage return on investment is 44% yearly. So 44% is a very decent return. If any investment can give such kind of a return, this is one of the best investments you can make. And similarly, you can see that from 12 to 15 years, you are getting a rental, because there will be again an increase in 15% in your rentals. The rental will become 126 rupees per month. That amounts to 63,250 per month, and the yearly rental would become 7,59,000, and the cumulative for this period from 12 to 15 years would be 22,77,000, and your returns is like 50% returns. So this is again a very handsome return. So you can use this annual or monthly income that you're getting from this to reinvest anywhere or to give you financial independence, because if I'm getting 63,000 today, I can do a lot with 63,000. So total returns over 18 years is 66,60,000, and the net that you have earned through your real estate investment is 51,60,000. Percentage returns, in terms of percentage, it's a 344% return. And mind you, here we are talking about a property which we haven't sold till now. So we invested 15 lakhs, and as rentals we have got 51,60,000 as returns. We could have done a lot with this 51,60,000 over the years. We could have invested in 2-3 more real estate assets using those 51,60,000. That would have created more wealth for us. So this is where assured return property counts, because it gives you higher rentals, higher returns, which you can again reinvest, or which can give you financial independence. So what is the case when we sell this property? There is where you'll have a major windfall in your profits. So supposing you exit it as a 6% return, assured return properties are bought and sold in terms of their percentage returns. You don't get a physical possession. You estimate the price by the return it is giving, and generally it is a trend that a property which is rented out, you can exit it as a 6% return. So if you exit this property at a 6% return, the buyer will buy it as 1 crore 26 lakhs, and the net appreciation would be of 1 crore 11 lakhs. So that is a big figure. So what you bought at 15 lakhs, you are now selling at 1 crore 11 lakhs. So that is the net capital appreciation that you have got. So now let's talk about the total return of investment on this property. So the total return of investment is the rentals that you have accrued till date and the capital appreciation. So that means 51 lakh 60,000 plus 1 crore 11 lakhs. So that becomes 1 crore 63,000. So that means a property which you had bought for 15 lakhs is now has now given you 1 crore 63 lakhs back, which is a 987% return in 18 years. No other investment can give you 987% in 18 years. And this is a return which we have directly calculated, assuming that you would have reinvested the rentals accrued in other real estate also. So you are looking at a significant amount of wealth creation if you had done that. So this is the figure I want to you to look at, and this is where your actual wealth is getting created. So if you want to invest in a property which is safe, which can give you a good amount of financial independence, where you can clinically calculate your returns, and which can help you in creating a good real estate portfolio, assured return property is one of the properties that you should invest in. One of the good things that it does, it safeguards you against the inflation. As the inflation grows, so are your rentals. So you will always have a good income stream which will provide you a good financial security. So if you want to make such an investment, you can always contact me at the number given on the screen, and I'll definitely help you make a very good investment. Thank you.